Hello, you're welcome back to our channel. And in this video, we want to be looking at how you can create dynamic named ranges. If you recall in the previous video, I was able to show you how you can create named ranges, named cells, named formulas, named constants, and so on. In this video, we are going to see how to make this dynamic. And the first thing that we're going to be looking at is how we can use the general formula that involves our starting point, then we point it to the index that selects our arrays, and from there we select the columns and the rows that we need. We are going to actually see how this works. So after using that general formula, the next thing that we're going to use is the offset formula. So we're also going to use the offset formula to see how we can decide on probably selecting the last 5 rows dynamically, or the last 4 rows, as the case may be, depending on what we decide as we go on with this video. So let's just get started. So if I come to this my G, I will start from this my G1. That's where I'm going to start demonstrating how this works. So the first thing I will do is to enter my equal sign. So to use the general formula, I'm going to select the first cell that will be my reference. Okay, in this case it's A1. So I want the whole of this actually. So my first cell will be this A1. So I now will lock it. So I'll use F4 to lock it. Then I'll now point it to the index formula. So I will use the index formula to get my array. Okay, the array now will contain the entire reference that I want to make. Okay, so in my case, I want to refer to the A column and the D column. So what I will do is use A and point to D, then use F4 to lock it, then my comma. Now what I now need is my row number. So to get my row number, I want to use the count A function. So with count A function, I will be able to select rows that are not empty. Okay, thus the cells that are empty will be avoided. So I will use count A, and I will select the first column, which is A, and use that and point it to A again, and then use F4 to lock it. Okay, now I close this, and what I will now need will be my column number. So I need these 4 columns. So I just enter 4 and close and enter. So you can see it has been able to bring the whole of this, but not just the whole of this, it's dynamic in the sense that as we add new cells, it's going to reflect here, and as we delete 2, it's going to reflect. And here, since it's an array, we cannot really edit from here. We can only edit from this G1. So I can decide on the number of columns that I need here by reducing, or I can reduce. Let's say I need 3 here. You can see it's reducing and we have just 3. But what I actually need is 4. So let me just come back to my 4. Now to demonstrate that this is dynamic, I will add a new cell here. So let me call this mango, and this is fruit, price 7, units sold 10. So you can see dynamically it's reflected here. Let's just delete this for now. Now, this is the first part of what I wanted to show you. The next is when we want to use offset function. So with offset function, what I want to demonstrate is our ability to select a number of these products. So we can decide we need just the last 5 products or the first 5 products, as the case may be. In our own case, what I need is the first 4 products, okay? And I'll use my offset function to get that. So if I come here, I will do this in the M column. I'll enter my equal sign, then get my offset function. Then my reference is going to be this A, D that I did before, okay? That's the entire A column to D column. So I'll just do A to D. Then I'll use F4 to lock it, comma. Then my rows, just like I did in the previous one, which is this, I'm going to be using count A to get my rows. So it's going to avoid all those rows where I have empty or blank sheets. Okay, so what I will do now is use count A. And then the value will be A to A. And I also lock this. Now, the column that I need is what I'll add next. But before then, I want to get the last 4 rows, okay? So to get the last 4 rows, I will enter -4 here. Then now go to the column that I need. So I will not want it to move right or left. So I will just use 0 since I've already selected what I need here. Then my height will be 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. And my width will also be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as to get it the way it should appear. And then my width also is 4. Then I close and enter. So you can see here, what is being returned dynamically now is the last 4 products that we purchased. Okay, so we have milk to fish here, and we have their individual values. That's the units sold and the prices. So if I decide to add mango, for example, now, milk will be eliminated since what we need is just 4. Okay, so let me try it. So if I enter mango, and I call it fruits, and 10 and 100. You can see the milk has been eliminated from this list. And the only thing that we have now is the mango. Okay, so if I delete this again, you will see the milk comes back. All right, so the next thing that we'll do now, here we've seen the formula, okay? The formula. So for this one, we've seen its own formula. For this one, we've seen its own formula. And these formulas are all dynamic. Now, what I want to do is to now create the named ranges with these very formulas. Okay? So I will just copy this formula that we've created here so that we don't have to do much work since we've seen it functional. Then come to define names. First of all, let me clear these names that are already created. So I will now come to define names here. Click on it. So this first one, I want to call it items. So I will call it items. And then here where I have refers to, I will clear it and then enter this very formula that we copied so that it will now be our named range. And then OK. So it has been created. I'll also do same for this one. So if I click here, you can see I have this formula here in the formula bar. I will copy it. This is just to make it very fast for us. Then come to define name. So I will call this last four products or products. And then I will clear here, then enter the formula and OK. So if I come to name manager, you can see we now have two formulas, two named ranges that we've created. Now I can clear all this now. Now, in this example, I want to show you what can happen when you are working in another sheet and you need to get any of these named ranges to work with, okay? And they are going to be dynamic. So if I come to this dynamic product, I will clear this. So if I come to this dynamic product now, what I will just do is enter equal to get my dynamic product. I click, I add the name of the named range that I created, which is list. Oh, what's the name again? Let's see. Items. Okay, items. So the name is items. So I will just enter items and equal to. So you see, I've been able to get it into this new worksheet. So whatever is happening in this product table, maybe this is not with, this is where my main data is, and I do not want to tamper with it, okay? And here I'm doing a different work. And I want to do all my work with the current data. And here in the main data, now enter another information about orange, and which is fruit. Price is 10 and 150 units were sold. You will see it reflects here. So I'll use it for my work here. Okay, that's just to show you how you can easily use it. Now for the last four products, let me see the name I used for it again. Last four products. So I can also bring that one here as well, depending on the work that I'm doing. So I just call last four product and enter, so you can see. So if there's any change here, you can see it appears here, so as to make my analysis very easy. It's now very dynamic and I can use it in different sheets. And that's just what I wanted to show you in this video. And I hope you were able to find this video helpful. If you were, please consider liking the video, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.